Welcome back. This is the Daily Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Woods. I'm here with Daily Thunder beat writer Brandon Rahbar. Brandon, how are you, man? First of all, how are you feeling? Any better than the other night?
Yeah, I apologize to everybody who listened to the last podcast when I decided it would be some sort of noble thing to do a podcast while I was sick, like I was doing some sort of heroic thing. All I did was make people suffer through me sounding like total crap for 20 minutes. So I apologize for that. I feel much better tonight. Still got a little hint of the sickness, but for the most part, much better. Thank you.
Well, very good. Very good. You definitely do sound much improved. Also much improved. Lu Dort. Oh my goodness. Frankly didn't think he had a 40-point night in him. Didn't think anybody on this team, especially this year, had a 40-point night in them.
You know, Lu Dort started off shooting so well. You know, his game 7 against the Rockets in the playoffs kind of carried over to the beginning of the season. And I think we all got hyped like, whoa, is this like a real thing? And then he came back down to earth, and then he kind of came crashing back down to earth. And then he kind of saw the percentage go up again. And then he goes 7 for 11 tonight. He's at 34.2% from 3 on the season right now. And that's on, let me tell you how many attempts per game. That's 6 attempts per game. He's hitting over 2 per game. I mean, that's solid. When you're playing like defensive player of the year level type defense and hitting 34.2% of your threes, you will take that. Scoring 13.3 points a night. But yeah, man, 42 points from Lu. He's still 21 years old. He still hasn't even played a full season of basketball when you like add it up. Well, he's probably right around 82 now when you combine the games he's played this season and then last season. He's probably now accomplished basically a rookie season. I mean, it's exciting to see the potential of what Lu Dort can be when he goes off. You know, he goes for 30 points in that game 7, hits all those threes. You think maybe it's a fluke. Then he does things like this tonight against a really good Jazz team. Obviously, a great defense. You know, if he can hit 34% of his threes, but then also finish at the rim, he could be a monster, man.
Yeah, it's not just, I mean, he hit 7 threes tonight. He took 11 threes, 7 for 11, 63.5% on the night. But he also took 20 shots outside or inside the 3-point line. Like, he's getting it from everywhere. He's getting it in pull-ups around the free throw line. He's getting all the way to the basket. It's in transition. He's scoring at every level, and it's a guy that we just thought he was going to be a fantastic defender, and if the ball ever goes through the net for him, it's just a bonus. He scored 42 tonight. It's crazy. Like, it really is crazy what he's doing. They have, I mean, he has to be one of the biggest steals since Presti's been a general manager. Like, he's got to be one of the biggest steals so far. It's just incredible. I can't believe the contract they have him on, the skills he continues to develop, flashing now. I mean, he is one of 6 players in Oklahoma City history to score 40 points. That list is Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and now Lu Dort.
Yeah, that's all-star MVP company right there.
And Chris Paul didn't even score 40. Chris Paul didn't even have a 40-point game.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, there's been some other great players that have played here beside, you know, of course, that means Steven Adams, Enes Kanter, Carmelo Anthony, Victor Oladipo. None of those guys went for
Gallinari.
40. And it's like, yeah, maybe they only played a season or 2 or 3. But I mean, like I said, Lu Dort's basically played 1 season and he's already hit 40. It's, you know, and he's got such good confidence about him. You said he's one of the biggest steals. I think he's the biggest steal in Oklahoma history since they took the seal from Guthrie and put it in Oklahoma City to make it the state capital. That's how big a steal he was.
I thought you were gonna go back to like the land runs.
Well, yeah, that's the land runs definitely. That was like a lot of cheating and stealing, but I can never get over like every time I think about it, I feel like more people should know that like the capital of Oklahoma was in Guthrie. Then in the middle of the night one night, some dudes decided to go like, hey, let's just go steal a seal from Guthrie and just put it in Oklahoma City, and that'll be the new capital. And they wake up the next day and I was like, oh, the seal's in Oklahoma City. This is the capital now. It's
So
amazing.
so a ninth grade Oklahoma history class is broken out here. I'll be honest, I didn't know that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that. See, I moved to Oklahoma right after the summer after I graduated high school. So I knew nothing about Oklahoma when I moved there, except for like I knew the city of Tulsa and I knew the city of Oklahoma City, and I knew the Thunder had just moved there. And that's it. It's so yeah, there you go. I had no clue that the seal was in Guthrie and moved to Oklahoma City. How about that?
See, that's what I'm saying. More people should know. Like you, here, host of an Oklahoma City podcast, didn't know the history of how Oklahoma City became the capital of Oklahoma. More people should know that.
And
See,
if
that's how
you
big a steal Lu Dort is. That he's the biggest steal since that went down, and I'd
if you
say maybe
didn't
even bigger. I
if
mean,
you
the state seal never scored 42 points in an NBA game.
if you didn't, I'm trying to think, if you didn't just say that, I wonder if I would ever have found that out. Maybe not.
Maybe
But
not.
but
I
but
think
the to tie it back in though, I think the entire league is about to find out about Lou Dort. Rob Perez at Worldwide Wob has been all over it. So has Kevin O'Connor. Like there are a couple of really prominent national media guys all over Lou Dort. Just they have bought into Lou Dort Island, and I love that. I love to see him get praised by guys that are outside of Oklahoma City's market that see him every single game. It's a lot of fun. He was incredible. He also added 7 boards, 3 assists, and 4 steals, and I thought defended Donovan Mitchell pretty well. I mean, he tends to do that with guards, especially guards where he has the weight advantage, which is a lot of guys. Mitchell went 7 for 16. He did have 22, but he was a -1 for the game. The plus minus 4 of 6. He got to the foul line 6 times. 4 of 9. Yeah, 4 of 9 from three, and 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. I thought he did a good job tonight on Donovan Mitchell, and I think Coach mentioned that after the game as well. That despite how insanely hot he was on the offensive end, he was still bringing it on the other end. He was the best player for Oklahoma City on both ends of the floor, and that's not always the case. Usually, you get one half of the floor from one guy, and the other half from another. He was a complete dude tonight, and it was really fun to watch. Also, the Thunder lost this game, but who cares? Like they were real. He was so fun to watch.
yeah, the wins and losses don't matter. Well, the losses matter. Well, and the
True.
wins matter. They do matter, but not
The-
in the traditional sense.
Correct.
The important thing is the Thunder lost the 7th game in a row. They are now sole possession of the 6th slot at tankathon.com, up to 37.2% for a top 4 pick, 9% for a number 1 overall pick. And the Cavs play the Hornets tomorrow night, and the Cavs are finally going to be at full strength, it looks like. And the Thunder play the Warriors on the second night back-to-back. The Warriors are starting to look good. The Thunder could be in 5th place tomorrow night very easily. But that said, yes, whatever. Lu Dort. This is all about Lu Dort tonight.
Mhm.
He was incredible. This season is about trying to get a top 5 pick, yes, but it's also about development from, more importantly than anyone, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Lu Dort. And seeing Lu Dort, we saw early on that he was breaking away from, we kind of lumped in Shea, Baisley, and Dort as kind of like the returning core, but we knew Shea was on his own level, and we all kind of lumped in Dort and Baisley together, right? It was pretty clear early on that Dort was separating himself from Baisley. And, as the season goes on, the separation just becomes more and more clear. He separated himself from Baisley and Poku and Malado, and we're high on those guys as well. Jerome, Svi, and all that stuff. I mean, what he's doing, like you said, on both ends. I do love that Dignold acknowledged that, yeah, Mitchell scored some points, still not, his usual points, but a lot of those came when Dort wasn't guarding him. He's just so good on both sides. Oh, he's great defensively, elite defensively at 21 years old, but seeing the potential on the offensive end and knowing now what Shea is at 22, he's going to be an all-star, should have been an all-star this season. And then you see this from Lu Dort. That's all you really care about this season. Seeing those two guys. If you got a cornerstone franchise guy like Shea that you can build around, then you got a guy like Lu Dort who's young as well that can be like a solid core piece. And then you add a couple of top draft picks to that. What a start to a rebuild.
No doubt. Want to throw a question at you. So 6 players now for Oklahoma City have scored 40 points. Is the 7th player, because one day there will be a 7th player that joins that list, 40-point scorers in a game. Is that player on the team currently? Or will the next person to be added to that list? Will the next person be added to the list? Is he yet to be on the team?
That's a great question. Honestly, probably the smart answer would be no, because, there's a good shot that the Thunder get a top 5 pick this season. And if they get, a Cade, a Mobley, a Suggs, or a Jalen Green, it makes more sense to go with one of those guys. But I think Poku's got a 40-point game in him, man. I mean, he's already got a 25-point game in him, and that's with him. Think about, he's the youngest player in the league. He's he didn't have an off season. He didn't have a training camp. He had this whole COVID thing. He came from a different country. It's been a weird season. He started off so rough. Then he kind of got things together in the G League, and he came back. He had 25 points not even a week ago. And he went 7 for 11 from 3, like Lu Dort did tonight.
Yep.
I think that Poku, we're only talking 15 more points. I think Poku's got a 40-point game in him. The problem is most of the times he's going to be sharing the floor with Shea.
Mm-hmm.
And so, those points aren't going to be coming at such a high opportunity. He's going to be sharing the floor with Dort. He's going to be sharing the floor with hopefully a top 5 pick. So I'm just picking Poku because I want to pick Poku, whatever.
We'll write that down. I'll take the field, meaning non-current Thunder players.
Right.
You take Poku. We might have to put a little friendly wager on that. But I love it. I love the thought of Poku. I saw a guy, I think I saw it because of you on Twitter tonight, but someone said that'll be the night that Twitter just burns to the ground. Yeah. The night that the Poku goes for 40. Man, I don't think we're ready for that night. We might have to that post-game podcast might go all night. We might just have to see if we can get him on the podcast. It would be going so long. We might just have to get him on. All right. So Oklahoma City drops their 7th in a row to Utah. Want to give a shout out to Utah for losing to the Wizards last night.
Yeah,
big time help to Oklahoma City. Also, shout out Russell Westbrook. I mean, always, every single day, it's still Russell Westbrook day in my heart every day. But yesterday, he really was doing the Lord's work when it comes to Oklahoma City getting a top pick. He just was so good down the stretch against Utah. So Washington gets is that their 21st win?
Yeah, so I'm looking at Tankathon right now because it's just basically bookmarked at this point.
Yep.
Washington's 20-33, so they have the same number of wins as OKC, but they have one less loss.
Yeah.
And the Wizards have a really easy schedule remaining. That was a big win, like you said last night, and it feels good right now. But I don't think we really have to worry about them. They want to play in. They're only 2 games back of the Bulls for the play-in. And right now, Washington has the third easiest schedule for the rest of the way.
including 2 games against the Thunder.
Right. Who the Thunder are just going to put it like in a silver platter and say, just take it, Russ, go for it. And the
Yep.
parting gift.
Yep.
I think it's safe to say I'm more worried about the Raptors catching up, and I'm really more worried about the Kings catching up. Those two teams, I think if I were a betting man, I'd say the Thunder finish in the 5th slot. I don't think they'll catch Orlando or Detroit. Maybe it could happen. I think they'll catch the Cavs, but the Raptors only have one more win than the Thunder, and they're teetering on the tip of a tank. They're like right there. Like they can't decide yet whether they want to tank or not.
The tank
and the
Kings
isn't turning
have lost
over 7 in a row. The same as right. And the Kings, they've lost 7 in a row, just like the Thunder. Yep. And they fortunately have 2 more wins than the Thunder, a little bit of breathing room, but that could change quickly. And here's the deal. The Thunder play the Kings 3 times in a 1-week span, the second to last week of the season. And that could potentially be huge as far as the Thunder seeding goes and who wants to out tank the other.
I know I'm probably, I mean, they've lost 7 in a row. They've lost 9 out of 10. But if they're gonna roll, if Shea is done for the year, and we don't know if that's the case or not, but if he is, I just don't see them winning another game. Do you see them? I mean, it's not like their schedule's been super difficult here recently. Like they're losing to tier 1 teams. They're losing to bottom tier. I mean, they're losing to teams that, I mean, with Shea, they'd probably beat. I just don't know that this team can score enough, and I don't know if they can defend well enough to hang in a 4th quarter game.
Right. I mean, you saw tonight, this was a 10-point game with the Jazz, but Lu Dort's not going to go for 42 points a night. Now, he'll probably have more help from the other guys most nights. But the Thunder's rest of the schedule, like you said, they're playing a lot of teams that want to win. They got the Warriors next. Then they got the Pistons. The Pistons haven't just completely packed it in, though. They're still playing guys like Jeremy Grant and Bay and those guys. And as long as they play their guys, the Pistons should win that. The Raptors are next. That'll be a big one. Hopefully, they haven't packed it in either. They're still playing Siakam, and Kyle Lowry's back. So that should be a win for the Raptors, which will be very, very big in the race. Then they play the Wizards, the Pacers, the Wizards. Again, all those should be losses because those teams want to win. The 76ers, the Celtics, the Pelicans, the Pacers, the Suns. And then you get to the crucial time where you play the Kings. The Kings, the last 2 games are the Jazz and the Clippers. You got the Warriors 2 times. The only ones I'm really worried about are the Kings 3 times. And it just depends on if the Kings want to pack it in or not.
But can they pack it in to the level that Oklahoma City has? Like, Oklahoma City has really just like, they have said, this is the direction we're headed. I'm probably being a little bit of prisoner of the moment. I just don't see this team scoring enough points to beat any team they see again. Obviously, they're probably going to pick off a game. They'll probably win the next one now that I'm running my mouth like this. But it just feels like they're not going to be able to outscore any team they play for the rest of the way. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, it's not feasible to like go in the season on a 24 game losing streak.
Well, I mean, the Rockets just about did that this season, so it's
Yeah.
possible, especially when you want to. And I think you're right. This all comes down to Shea's reevaluation of what's going on with his foot.
Mhm.
If he comes back, honestly, the Thunder could be in trouble because a lot of those games we just mentioned are losses if Shea doesn't play. But if Shea plays, there's a handful of wins in there probably.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to what happens with Shea.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago, who Orlando owns that pick. I mean, Chicago's at 22 wins. I mean, that's 2 more than Oklahoma City. If Shea comes back, if Shea comes back, I think he's worth at least 3 more wins.
Yeah, he is. He is, especially against that schedule.
Yeah.
And there's teams, like we said, that aren't necessarily trying to win, but not necessarily trying to lose. They're just kind of in kind of no man's land. We'll see what happens with them, but I don't know. They're going to lose most of these games. But if Shea plays, even the thing is, even winning 1 or 2 or 3 more games, that could be huge. That could be the difference between
Yeah.
the 5th slot and the 8th slot. And
Yeah.
that is a significant difference in percentage points. It's also a significant difference, even if you don't get picked for the lottery. Maybe you end up with a 6th pick compared to like a 10th pick, just in the way that things fall. And that's really, really big as well. Because maybe there's a guy you really, really like a Josh Giddey, or I don't know, a Keon Johnson at 6, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, they're gone at number 10, and you have to be satisfied with Corey Kispert. I don't know. I'm just throwing names out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. And after what we saw with Jamal Murray last night, I just don't see any benefit in putting Shea back out there, and risking
Right.
something that could, you know, put him off the floor, or just something that could be a reoccurring thing over the next 6 to 7 months and bleeding into next season. You just don't want it. And
No.
I'm hoping they just say, look, we're going to shut it down, and let these guys run the rest of the year, and we'll pick it back up next year, hopefully with some elite young talent to join you. So we will see, but surely that's what they do. But who knows? They could just say, look, he's been out, he's healthy now,
I
so
mean,
he's playing.
it's such a tricky dilemma because if you gave like the truth serum from
Hmm.
Ant-Man to the OKC front office, they want to lose these games. It's very, very important for the future of the Thunder. But at the same time, if Shea is healthy and the foot looks okay, it's hard to be like, okay, just sit the rest of the way because we want to lose. He's an up and coming star. He's young. He wants to play. It's a weird balance of what to do. But I do think that you're right. I think that ultimately, whatever the reports say, the fact is he is injured, and it's a serious injury that needs rest. So what is the point of bringing him back for, say, the last 2 weeks of the season when wins don't mean anything?
Hmm.
It's more important to lose, really, and you could cause further damage when you could get maybe another 2 months rest before you're back in the gym really working it out. I mean, it just
Yep.
doesn't make sense.
Yep. I totally agree with you. Um, so Oklahoma City is at Golden State tomorrow night. Double check me on that. I believe that's correct.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, and
tomorrow.
it's actually in Oklahoma City, and then
That's
another
right. They
long.
come back.
Yeah, they
They
come
come
back
back.
to Oklahoma City tomorrow night. It's weird, and then a long road trip after that.
Yep. So Golden State tomorrow night. Golden State is hot. I should say Steph Curry is hot. So that'll be a fun one. That's at 8 o'clock Central Time. So we'll be back to talk after that one. And like we said, possibly could be in that 5th slot by the time we're talking again tomorrow night. So be watching for that, and we'll talk to you then. Brandon, thanks a lot, man.
Absolutely, man. Have a good night, Ryan.
All right, Thunder fans, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you tomorrow. This is the Daily Thunder Podcast.